Greetings. It's Loso, in case you didn't know so, aka the spiritual healer. Learning how to deep dive into myself for the answers that I'm looking for. A lot of times we ask questions, having an idea of what the answers are. We don't trust those answers. Sometimes we're looking for reassurance in places that really shouldn't be reassuring us. What I'm trying to say is that we have to trust our own knowledge. We're older than we really know we are. You know, most of us talk about our age within the years that we're cognitive of, not realizing that outside of the shell that we're in, we have a spirit, soul, that's a lot older. It's a lot more ingrained and entwined into the planet that we're on. We just don't pay attention to the information it gives us. I know everybody's probably ever had that time where they said they should have followed their first mind. Something happens, and they're like, oh, I knew it. Shouldn't have went that way. I knew I was gonna have a traffic jam. I shouldn't have did that. I knew I was gonna break something. And that's the universe talking to us. Those of us who seem to have a sixth sense, just pay attention to those subtle signs. It's nothing too big. It's just enough to let you know, hey, pay attention. And it's up to you to pay attention to it. Case in point, just getting up today, moving quick, trying to meet, get things ready so I can get out the house and get my day going. And some told me to just take a breath and breathe. So I said, all right, instead of me rushing to the car and trying to rush and put everything in, go put some things out there and just do it like a little sweep. Ironically, I left my keys. and it doesn't seem significant, but realizing that you get signs like that all the time. There's always an indication of something. It's always like a movie. You'll see a scene and it just sit there for a minute, and then comes back later, and that scene is significant, that point of emphasis. It's like foreshadowing. And we get that all the time in the outside world. We just either choose not to pay attention to it or oblivious to it. The same thing can be said for people in relationships. A lot of times we get signs from people we interact with, be it close, friends, family, whatever it may have you, business, personal, that let us know that, hey, this either relationship can progress and go farther, or that this relationship is coming to an end. By not being cognitive of the signs we have, we fight against them. If there's certain things, certain actions that you know aren't beneficial to your growth, why still do them? Same thing can be said in relationships. There's times where you and a person, it doesn't always have to be a romantic relationship. It can be a business relationship. It can be even school. School's a relationship. Anytime that you're exchanging goods, be it knowledge for time, whatever it may have you, it's a type of relationship. And you should treat it as such. Some people say it's best to treat all your outside relationships as business relationships, where you can find a win-win, because in business, you want to prosper as well as the other person. Sometimes in our personal relationships, where it's like with loved ones, we look for ourselves to benefit, and we hope that when we benefit, they're happy. It never ceases to amuse me when someone tells me, oh, you like it. And it's funny when you hear someone say it, but when you really think about it, how many times do they do things that they think you like when you don't? And if you tell them you don't like it, they think you tripping. It's always so funny to me. But in reality, they're not wrong for that, because they're imposing what they want, as well as you have the right to say yes or no to these things. I say all that to say, make sure whatever relationship and thing that you're dealing with is fruitful for both parties. The more that both people can see the gain from it, the more beneficial it'll be, the more abundance will come from it. But when it becomes a part where it's stagnant, disagreements are regularly, and don't get me wrong, disagreements will happen. But at some point you have to look at the disagreements. Is it because we're saying the same thing, or we're going in two different directions? Because sometimes you can say the same thing to somebody else and they just like to hear it in their own way. If you can, and a lot of times you look at somebody, you're arguing, you're like, I'm literally saying that. No, but I want to say it like this. Okay, that's fine. Even then, in those relationships, you might say, all right, how long can I deal with that person changing little any words? Nevertheless, not to go far on the tangent, just make sure that all relationships that you put your energy in are giving you something back, at least tenfold. You should, I hate to say it, be getting much back as you're giving. And I don't mean by you giving what you want and assuming to get it back, because there's a lot of people who have control issues who don't know it. Case in point, for my birthday, I'm the type of person who He likes to do what he wants. So I let everybody know in my immediate circle that, hey, it's not good to plan anything for me. Don't plan a party. Don't do a surprise party because you might be surprised. You know what I mean? I tell people that because it's not so much as that I don't appreciate it. It's just that I don't know what I want to do sometimes. And I might not want to do that thing the way you want to do it. And I appreciate the gesture. But the same is for you. I would never want to plan a party that's a 70s party and you want a 90s party. You're not going to be totally happy. You might be thankful for it, but you're not going to be happy. I say that to say, make sure when people are doing things for you, it's what you want them to do. It's not what they want you to do and want you to like. It's nothing worse when somebody says, I want you to do it because you want to do it. But if I wanted to do it, I would have done it already. But anyway, before I go off on the tangent, just be the energy you want to attract. You give people positive energy, expect it back, but also realize that not everything is going to be win-win. That's when you have to learn to choose yourself. And it's not selfish to be like, hey, I don't want to take that trip an hour away just to pick up 2 things and bring them back to you. No, that's not what I want to do with my time and my gas. It's okay. And if they don't understand it, that's fine too. They have a right to be upset. But just realize that's with them. A lot of people be upset and want you to be mad because they mad. Never understood that either. But anyways, this is Loso, in case you didn't know. So just going through some thoughts and just trying to stay consistent with being the energy I want to attract. Peace.